Is the mic on? Hello. Ba -ba -da -ba. All right. Flying boat. Flying boat. I still don't know how I want to do those, man. Maybe I'll start on bigger pieces today, though, because this just has to be metal. There's nothing too special of these. I could literally export them as one mesh or ZBrush or something, and then do a high poly for it. And I just make it like a 4K map because it's large. Oh yeah, we could see that. Keep it like that for now. Oh yeah, you can see that as well. Is there a way I can skinny it out a little? No, I can't really. It's got to be pulled that way. Skinny the tad. Haha, it's your boy. Skinny penis. Nah. We can do this as well, yeah. Let's do some thicker pieces right now. In fact, I might do the whole of that. That looks like a fun piece to do. Yeah, let's do that. When was the last time I put up the boat? Oh, there it is. Nice. Not too long ago, apparently. So why is my Figgy? Why is my Streamlabs showing me my Twitch stuff now? That's odd. Yes, so let's I'll bring this down so you guys can see what I'm doing. God, the backpack. That was so fun. This whole project, I could have just made the backpack and called it done, but no. That's not my style, is it, lads? So we'll... My God, how much more is there? I love it. Join all of that. Yeah. something was changing, and then cool. Duplicate it, because I'll replace it anywhere in the map. We'll go we'll go somewhere that's not over there. And I'll UV map in Blender. I do want to do a tutorial on how to do this actually, because this is somewhat new to me. I learned how to do it the other day on one of my streams, and I was very pleasantly surprised by how easy it was, which is always nice. These, so basically, it's like doing it in Maya. For any of you, well, none of you are here right now. I'm alone. But for anyone who watches the stream in the future, it's like doing it in Maya, because all I need to do is come around, go to edges, come around, mark where seams I would make in, or so in Maya you'd select the seams like I do, or select all the edges, deselect the seams, and then unfold, right? In Blender, it's very similar, except I just need to mark the seams, which as you can see will make them red. I then need a seam that goes something like, oh wait, is that it? Oh, nice. I probably don't need a high poly for this. It would obviously look better with one, but like I've said before, we're not necessarily on a time limit, but we want to get this done at some point, freaking this year at the very least, you know. Not all of them like that. To save on UV space. It's funny because the time that takes the longest wasn't modeling the thing. Because a lot of people, that's all some people show in their streams. Wait, why aren't they like going together? That's weird. Also, what's with the normals on them? That's clearly messed up. That's better. Oh wait, it's on the whole thing. I've got a... Or if we turn it into a weighted one. That's better. Okay. Yeah, so as I was doing earlier, so for this, this can just have a seam like that. It's fine. And yeah, you just keep going around the whole thing and making your normal seams that you do in Maya. So it's only for people who already know how to do it like Maya or other software. If you don't see UV mapping at all, you can kind of follow what I'm doing. But I'm not going to be going too slow for you to be able to follow, if that makes sense. These are cool shapes. But yeah, it's funny how the modeling stage to all of this was just so quick and easy. It did take me longer. Oh, and it was like, now for the rest. And it's just taken me so long. Like, hot damn, has it taken some time to get all this sorted. We've had our slow streams though, where I only do it for like an hour or so. We have had our speedy ones at the start of the year, but we've slowed down since then because I now work full time, so I've just had less time to spend. We had some people come and go, which has been interesting. I haven't seen I can't remember his name. I want to say Josh. I haven't seen Josh in a while. Friend who works at I say friend, we didn't know each other too well. Works at Rockstar, and he always used to join this stream and tell me he was in the bath. What a top act he was. And now I'm doing this full time. Really enjoy myself. As always, there's complaints like any job though. People will say it sometimes. If you say to someone, oh, I really like my job, they come home one day and you're like, oh, this happened, this happened. Like, I thought you liked your job. Yeah, I do, but no job's perfect. There's always going to be issues when you come home. Even if the job was perfect, you'll probably still come home and complain about something. They're not giving me enough free money. Like, I don't know. All the free food we get isn't free enough. Know what I'm saying? No matter what, people are going to complain about their job. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just what people do. Oh yeah, he's got a lot in it. I was gonna say it's taking a long time to undo. So what I want to do here instead, I want to extrude, merge at center, select this and then merge last. That's a nicer shape for us to work with. Similar on this side. Cool. That's an end god as well. That triangulates everything, right? Yeah, is there not a way to... It shouldn't matter too much if it's an end god. They should try and... It's a flat shape, so it should triangulate an engine. So let's hope that's going to be fine. Did I do these? Yeah, they're done. Yeah. Right, it is just this. So for this, I'm probably just going to... just flat there. Well, we'll deselect this, do the same. Oh, because it curves around here, it'd be a bit more awkward. Let's mark seams. Mark that as a seam. So now it connects at the bottom. We definitely want to mark something like this as a seam. Like that. Then we definitely want to mark this as a seam. So when you're learning to UV map, you sort of gather what you should be marking as seams and stuff as you go along. Because I could say it like, oh, you know, you just know, but you don't. You get used to it more than anything. Will that work? Maybe. Back. All right. This edge. This edge. Mark a seam. Maybe that works. So then you can just select the whole thing and unwrap and see how it turns out. Not too shabby. That's pretty good. So we'll do a 2.5. Don't need it too big. Don't need the gap between them too big. To be honest, UV mapping is pretty satisfying somehow. I'm really glad Tomansky taught me. He is a really nice person. But I always show how to do it on stream. How did you not learn from me? I'm offended. Cool, and that's UV mapped. Let's go to the center of our grid. So we have a barracks. Well, let's isolate it actually. Where do I want the center of it? I guess this way around, right? I want this to be underneath. Rudder? Boat. Rudder. It is called a rudder. Oops, sorry, I'm usually stuck on my UE project just listening. Wow. You could have asked me to help you. I would have taught you how to do it off stream. God. Your boy. No one else is allowed to teach you, just me. Let's everyone's got boat rudder. Have a quick whip up of substitute painter. Excuse me. Oh my god, I can't get the thing. I can't get the top back on my drink. Oh, there. I swear I just called it boat rudder. I could not find it for a second. Going mental, apparently. Oh, it exported. Blender's worst. I said this actually yesterday. No, today to my work colleagues. But Blender's worst feature is the fact that it's not selected objects by default. Of course, I want to export the selected objects by default. It frustrates. Look, it's just import. I'm surprised it can handle it. It's import everything. That looks really cool with everything floating around. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I've been told that would cost monies. Didn't know that. Depends how quick. If I can show you how to do it in like 20 minutes, I probably wouldn't charge her. Depends how nice I'm feeling or how much I like you. Boat rudder. Boom. Discard. There we go. Okay, so we want to bake it first. I should actually start doing a load of this off stream to get it done faster. Doing everything on stream is definitely meant to go a bit slower. Because I don't mind UV mapping stuff when I'm watching movies, because it, I got to get them done anyway, and it's just sort of get them out of the way. I really like that tone of red, which is why I have this material saved. I was going to say shaved. Why I have this material shaved. Don't shave your materials. Watch, I feel really rough lately. It's like mildly wrong with me. It's causing pain, but nothing to be worried about. There's nothing wrong with me. But hot damn, it's made me like feel horrible. That's why I want that turned up more. Want some blotchiness. What's that one do? Right. Kind of. I don't know why it's up there so hard. But whatever. Let's turn it there maybe. Do a duplicate. Deselect that and turn it up. Like deselects that. Oh, sorry. Whatever, that's fine. Gives us a character. I don't want to drag it onto a specific piece because it never works. Oh yeah, there's fine. There. Bit the breast I want to be brass. And I think I want that to be brass. pretty much all I wanted. Never too fancy. Got this. I think. Let's look at custom. Stylize. Swear I made one. What's that one? No, that's horrible. Oh well, I'll just do it manually again. So create a folder. Hey, a name I can't say. How's it going? I want to say Mapk, but that's probably incorrect. How is it going, my hard rocking amigo? Rotate it 90 degrees because we want to go straight. Do we want to scale it? Maybe. Now I like it being sort of thick. Oops, thick. There you go, like that. We want to do a duplicate. So what I'm gonna want to. I'll show you what I want to do in a second. You guys have seen me do it 100 times. What I think I want to do though is, can I not? Oh, offset. There you go. Yeah, we want to offset that a little bit. It's not in a very good position in my opinion. We want to get a little bit more detail actually in it. Maybe there. That's good. And now it's the duplicate. Cool. We'll finish that for a second. We also need to do another duplicate black mask. We want it to be on you. Hello. Thank you so much for the subscription, Chuck Shirley. Thanks for your vids, man. Thank you for watching, Danny Andrew. Andrew? Oh, wait. That's not Andrew. That's Andreeve? Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every last one of you. Whoa, why is it so... Hold on a minute. Did that That's not explode correctly, surely. Black mask. Black mask. Wait, so that is selecting that. Okay. Black mask that. You just make it thicker. Nice try. Do you model things for games, renders, just for fun? This is for fun, but I am a 3D modeler for video games. For those of you who've... If it's the first time you're here, I'll give you a little tour of my work. So everything from here onwards has been made on stream the last 3-4 years. I've also got stylized assets all made on stream as well. If we go to all, we can see a bit more. Tank textured on stream, not modeled on stream. That was really fun to make. Yeah, I made that on stream, I'm pretty sure. I textured that on stream, not modeled it. I won't click that. Yeah, our last project was this, which was super fun. Has no music, so you can hear two musics right now. Super fun, super fun. That was... Oh. Pause. That was the concept. I didn't make the concept, but I wanted to make it 3D because I thought it'd be really cool. Let's play them. Oh, it paused. It didn't pause, sorry. I'm playing Lofi in the background, but the song ended. I thought I'd paused it. Let's get rid of that. Go back to my profile. So we were doing realistic when we first started. This took me 10 days from start to finish. Nothing too fancy. Just seeing what I could do in a very short amount of time. So 10 days. All modeled and textured by me, obviously. Yeah. That was the reference for that. So I didn't particularly replicate the lighting, but I didn't want it that bright. I wanted it to be a bit more, have a bit more of a mood. This was a really fun scene. I don't think it's very good anymore, in my opinion. But again, all modeled by me. I always make my own stuff. But this was... I learned how to do audio in game. I learned how to put animations in game and stuff like that. Fun project. If we go all the way to the end, you can see. Then we did this project, which is the biggest realistic one. Again, all made by me. No mega scans or anything. Oh, we won't watch the video. Again, really fun. I just like making environments, which is kind of my drawback sometimes, because sometimes I don't get really good looking assets on their own. So it really depends what you want to do as an artist. And then I, for some reason, was like, let's become a stylized artist. I came up with my own method of doing this. As you can see what I'm doing right now, where I'm basically using the geometry to make its own textures, if that makes sense. Well, I'll show you a little trick I do in a minute as well. But this was super fun to make because I've never done stylized before. So I had to wrap around. Not only did I have to stream it and show you guys how I was doing it, I had to wrap my head around how I wanted to do it. Yeah, it was a really cool project. And yeah, it was just such a good time. So that was before the last one. Now we're working obviously this big boat. They're floating in the sky. This was originally supposed to just be like this, but because I'm me and I like making things difficult, not only did I make myself my own character, she's kind of weird right now because her eyes don't blink or anything, but I made my own character, and yeah, I've just been freaking going ham, Blake Pages, on making assets in here. Obviously, it's not close to done. There's still a lot of work to go. But yeah, man. It's been super fun. This isn't my asset. We've had some fans drop a couple of assets in. I did texture actually. He only modeled it. It's not always blue. It's actually red by default. Did I texture that? I did. I couldn't remember if I textured this. I vaguely remembered. This is a nice camera angle back here, just looking at all this going. If you actually play it, we have the barrel slightly move. That's all that moves at the moment, though. And if you actually go to my profile, it's like I did on stream a month or two ago, because I got bored, was make this. This was really fun. I tried to get it done as a few episodes as possible. It took 10 episodes in the end, so probably about 15 hours. This was oh, I haven't put a concept in here. So this was a concept artist who did work for my company did a concept, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, so I wanted to make it. I thought it was just very exciting. Whoops. And then I've got some of the individual assets. Can you give any advice how to learn modeling for game dev? It really depends on what kind of advice. Let's say, oh, you know what? Biggest advice. I've got it. All right. Let's get a, oh, I'm not on camera today. Let's get a, sorry, that was me. Let's get a asset, I don't know, fire hydrant. Right. This is the biggest help I can give you. Ah, God, this is not a very nice shape to do, though. Let me think of another asset. You know what? I'll model what I always model when I'm trying to demonstrate this. So save what I've got going on here. Let's unhide everything. Actually, didn't save it. File new. Because as you can see, I've modeled quite a lot for this scene. So I know how to model, at the very least, of my skills. Oh, right. Let's move him out of the way. Yeah, as you can see, I can obviously model to an extent anyway. So, I will show you one of the biggest tips I can give you. And this is something that for some reason a lot of teachers tell their students not to do. And I have no idea why. It's the dumbest advice I've ever heard in my life. So, one tip I can teach you as well is there's always multiple ways to do everything, right? So let's say, so this is going to be a monitor or a telly or whatever, right? So if we wanted to, I'll show you this. So if I press E on this and scale it in, and if we, let's say we want thick, not too thick, let's say we want to sort of finish edges on the monitor and then bring it in, right? And boom. We've got a very basic shape to a monitor. You know, I could do some other stuff, pull this back, bevel this. Smooth that. Ooh. Smooth that with a normal on it. Whatever, yeah? Or, hey Wolf, how's it going? So as you saw there, what I did was extrude and screwed in like that, right? Or you could insert edge loops, so Control R in Blender, scroll to make 2. And then do it this way. So we've just done the same thing, but a different way. Now, which way is better in this case? Now, there's not always a better way and worse way. It really depends what you're doing it for. In this case, I would say, yeah, I'm okay. I'm in a bit of pain recently, but I won't discuss it on stream. So, yeah, so which way's better, which was worse? I actually made it go up, ignoring the fact that I made it go up by a mistake. There you go. Now, the reason I'd say this way is worse, because if I want to bevel, I could bevel these edges and make it a bit smoother on the way in and stuff like that, right? Like bevel these edges. This isn't the main tip I wanted to show you, by the way, Danny. There's another very big tip I want to show you. That's disgusting, but you know what I mean. I could bevel those edges, but I can't bevel the edges to make this corner. So if I wanted to make this corner smoother, I could do that, right? We've got an end-gon, but try to avoid end-gons. An end-gon's a side that's more than 4 sides, as you can see. This now has 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, whatever. Now, that's good if we wanted to do that. However, if I wanted the screen itself to have a slight smooth on it too, this way kind of doesn't work. So if we do it the other way again, oh, you know what? I've got another tip to show you as well. But now look, now I can set those and bevel them. See that? So in a way, because that's the result I wanted, I would argue that that was the best way. However, there's so many different ways to do things. Never be discouraged that you're doing it the wrong way, because there's so many ways to do it. There's not often an incorrect way. So there you go. I'm on it or whatever. Yeah? Now let's say I wanted to back to this. Oh, you know, I wanted something to hold it up, you know. Nice, whatever. Oh, I should really, whatever. Ignoring the fact that it's like an end-gon. Now, for a lot of people, for some reason, the teachers tell them, and I don't know why they do this, because it's terrible advice. They tell them, try to make it so things are one mesh. Why? Things in real life are not one mesh. Again, I haven't got my camera on. Maybe I should turn it on. I kind of want to. I really like explaining this, because it's really important for anyone trying to become a 3D artist to understand this concept. Get my camera plugged in. Give me a second. Like a very Wolf has probably heard me talk about this a million times. I know it's not a very good monitor, but you know what I mean. So my camera. Camera. It's not on. Camera. Hey, there you go. Right. A bit higher. Oh god, he says as he drops his screen down by a little bit. Oh, that was too low. Way too high, sorry. I'm pretty sure that ended up where it was anyway. So, when you look at something in real life, so let you know what. Is that a good example? Alright. This is a good example. So, as you can see on my tablet pen, it's made up of different parts, right? So let's get to model this in real life. So by looking at it from first glance, I like working with cubes because cubes I can smooth. Know what I mean? So what it goes, then at the bottom. So if we were to model this as like one shape because of this, then up here it comes across, down. Okay, so like this. So this, I'm modeling, in my opinion, the incorrect way at the moment. But some of you may say, but that looks fine. Why wouldn't I model that way? Right? And we've got, you know, pretty similar replica. Now I could come into here, and I could say, oh, there's a bit of a silver bit that comes here. If Danny has left, I'm gonna be so upset because I'm explaining all this. I can extrude this in. Oops, extrude not individually. Extrude this in its normals, or maybe not its normals. Extrude it normally. There you go. Bring it in a tad and extrude back out, and we've got like a little ring. Whoa! You could paint that silver. Up here comes when it comes to like here. Do some of this, like that, and look, you got that shape. Now, one big problem with this is we have this at the side. See that? Oh no, how are we going to model that? Now, when you try to model this, so this is one of the reasons why I don't like doing it this way. But in my opinion, this way is just terrible anyway. It's like, so, oh, you know, we'll just try to put it in. Boom, we have a, oh no. Now it's like a square, right? That's really hard to do. Now this shape actually turned out much better than I thought it would. There's actually a little hole at the bottom as well, so I could always ping that in, pull it up, go a bit tighter here, a bit tighter in here, with that little hole at the bottom as well. And we have an okay replica of my pen. We don't have the button on it though. Now you could always model on top of this if you want, but model everything like it's made in real life. This is the biggest tip I can give any of you out there. If you want to model something, a controller, a butterfly knife for some reason. See, this is one of the, maybe this cup could be an example of something that you shouldn't model separately because it is all connected as one shape. But you could still get away with modeling the handle separately if you can't attach it to the cup without looking good. Now, the reason for this is because, one, as you can see here, I've got all this detail. Now it's super high poly, and then I've got, if I apply that, I then got to come through here and start reducing poly count, whatever, you know. Now, let's say we wanted to do that same thing. So I'll take our base here, and then basically, so I'm going to act as if I'm remodeling it, because it feels like cheating if otherwise. So let's say I got to this part. So all of this is still one shape. When I get to here, where it disconnects, right here, see that? It's silver. Where it disconnects, presumably this pen can be taken apart. I'm not going to because I never have before. So if in your mind, if you look at something, you see that part looks separate, you should probably make it separate because that's probably how it was made in real life. So we fill that in and make this tight. So like that. Maybe even tighter by doing this, and maybe too tight. So that, right? Something a tip. This is another tip. This doesn't. You don't necessarily have to follow this, but you can always. What I like to do is I like to copy something from an existing mesh to save myself time. So I just duplicated that. Pull it forward. Pull it along. If we duplicate again, leave it to the side. Delete these two faces I have. Boom. We have our ring. That ring, that's that silver ring there. See that? Made that fit so it's nice. Something like that. Cool. Plonk our top on. Start modeling the rest. Again, we want it to be nice and tight over here. So if we pull that across, I kind of want it to be... Oh, it's not slight. It's not quite sitting on top, so... Select that face, right? Yeah. Let's go to that so it gets a bit sharper. Cool. Pull this along. Gets very thick. Oh, kind of like that one, yep. Then it goes like that. Now I realize some of my mistakes. Yes! Make things separate. You will come across so many mistakes if you're forcing yourself to not leave it separate. Honestly, it's the biggest tip I can give any of you out there. Keeping things separate is the way to go because it causes you to have a lot less mistakes. Because why make the job harder for yourself, right? When you can just do it like this and it's easier. But like I've said before, a lot of teachers teach their students this way. Not, well, this way is the way I like. They teach them that way over there. Cool. This music's really nice to chill out and model to. Which was which? Nope. Yep. See that? Cool. We can make this nice and tiny here if we want. Like that. Maybe like that. Nice and sharp. Select that face in there. Again, you don't have to do this part where I'm duplicating stuff, but this just helps you. This just helps me do it faster because I'm just duplicating things that exist. Scale it up. Get a bit more, maybe. That is a bit too fat, I think. So I could come into here and scale that like that. Hold on a minute. Did I not perfectly align it? Oh, I don't think it's perfectly aligned. Either way, my point still stands. That's how you should model it, right? Because now, so if I'm going for this method, I have to try to find a way. Maybe I could go one times. Come to here, find the bit I want to have this indent in it. Oh, is my camera frozen? Oh, camera. What's the matter? How do you apply Control 1, 2, 3 on your keyboard? And also, how do you export for UE4, especially characters? Show you that as well. Today's going to be a very unproductive stream because I'm teaching Danny. So, I could do so you can use this method. I'm not saying you're forbidden. I'm just saying that the other method works better. So, smooth that. And then maybe pull this like that. And again, if you still want to try to keep it the same, look, here you go. And we have that on it now. You know, it still looks fine. However, this thing bumps out anyway. So it doesn't matter if I just come into here, select the one I want, attach it to it, pull it up. Probably want to delete the bottom of it just to make it sharp. Also, keep things low enough poly. I'm doing this very high poly. But you see this? Look. We have a button. Whoa! See how quick that was? Now, it's like rounded at the bottom here. Then it gets to the top. It comes to a point like this. And this part, we bevel that. Something like this. Flatten the top out a bit more. Like that. Oh, just realized something. The bottom here still exists. We don't want that. Pull this button up. But you see how much easier it is now. Oh. I say as I find mistakes, it's fine. You see how much easier it is to manipulate the shape when we have them all separated out, right? Because now if I was like, oh, this is finished. And I clicked apply all modifiers. And then I go, oh, crap. Something messed up. I will only lose a part of the shape and not the whole thing. See what I'm saying? Some of that, there you go. It's actually slightly tilted, isn't it? Yeah. So, there you go. And then, again, it's got another bit. So just duplicate this out. No. Yeah. Because it's technically... underneath the surface. There you go. Duplicate this out, pull this down, pull this up, put it here, delete the bottom face, squish it a bit, pull it down, pull this up, bevel there, make it a bit thinner, and boom. Oh, and it's dented in a little bit, so what I could do is I could pull this up, stretch it a little bit, grab one in the middle, pull it down, bevel along there. Delete these first. Delete edge loop. There you go. Select this, bevel, pull it down, bevel along there. There you go, because it has a slight curve to it. And yeah, why is my camera frozen again? What is going on? While my mouth was open too. No, that's why I stream. I want you guys to ask these kind of questions. How did you... Oh, yeah, cool, yeah. And then boom, look how easy that is. Now if I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't like that button. What I got to do, like that, delete it. It's gone. I don't need it anymore, you know? Oh, I want this part to be thicker, or I want this part to actually come out. Boom. See what I mean? It just... Again, it's something that for some reason teachers refuse to tell students how to do. They always tell them it has to be one shape. That is... No artist, no smart artist models as one shape. You see how much more control I have now? And I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to change this bottom part to be a cube. Oh, well. That's all it takes, you know? Whereas over here, oh, okay. I have to mess around with it. You know, if I move anything, it's going to move the whole thing. Know what I'm saying? I know I'm really driving this point home, but it's really important that you get that keeping things separate is simply the way to go. I know I said there's a million ways to do the same thing, but this way just works better. It saves you time. It's easier to alterate. It's easier to UV map. Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete all this because I don't need any of it. Open reset, there you go. But if we look at this, look. Boom, this is separate. Boom, this is separate. All these little bits are separate. This is separate. See what I'm saying? This is separate. So when you want to export something out, so I had to UV map it. You missed that. I actually won't show that again because I already did it. But if you go back on the stream after I finished, I showed how to UV map this. Then I dragged it into here, into Substance Painter, 3D view, for texturing. So say far I've dragged some stuff on. There you go. What's going on? I have some pre-made materials. So basically, all these materials are doing that. I'm about to show you. So like brass. That brass is better. Very useful teacher, Steve. Thank you. I want to teach the world as much as I can that keeping your assets separate when modeling them is easier and simply the best course of action. Because I think it puts a lot of people off because they start making mistakes. They lose work because they combined it all and then they can't undo enough. I would love for people to stop losing all that work and stop losing encouragement. And in my opinion, one of the biggest things stopping people is you know, what I've just explained. I know like I said, I'm really driving this home, but I do think it's important. That's fine. Cool. So I'll actually be doing a little trick here in a second. Is this rotated the correct way? Whoops, 0. It was, I think. We just need to scale it a little bit. 2. There you go. We do a duplicate of that. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this wood is I'm going to bake our textures. Now, not bake. I'm going to export our textures. Go to just normals, which is what I made. All this is going to do is export our normal map. The reason I want our normal map is I'll show you in just a second. That should have just done our normal map. Drag that in. So I've dragged it in the normal map just then. I know it was on the other screen I dragged it from. We only want it for probably the project. We don't want it to always stay there, like this one. Can I delete it? Nope. Beautiful. So what this is going to do is, watch, if we delete all of our wood that we got going, because I don't want this wood. If we delete that, drag in our normals that I just did, look, we get those normals. We get those normals that the wood was supplying us earlier, right? Now, you could say to me, oh, but Steve, I could have just clicked on these and turned off everything, but it's normals. See that? Won't have the same effect. No, the reason why we want to bake the normals, like so, and then delete these, because now when I bake it, I will disable baking the normals, go to a curvature, generate from normals, and bake. This will cause our curvature and our AO to bake around that normal map. The reason this is important... Oh, right, it's baked it for everything. Oh, God, it's made it so weird. Right, can I not bake it around the normal map quick? Because it works with the mesh as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it does. So bake around the mesh instead, because that makes these bits not mess up. There you go. But what it's done is our curvature has now baked from this, and so has our AO, right? The reason this is important is because now I would just usually put in a material. Does Substance added KTX texture from support to their products? I actually have no idea. I don't even know what KTX is. KTX? KTX? What's KTX? The format for storing textures for OpenGL. I did not know that. I learn something new every day. Okay, so if we make a so I'm gonna just do an example here. So let's do a folder actually. The fill, pop it in the folder. Black master folder. Make the fill red for now. And select the part stats wood that would just bake the normals on. So these should also have normals on them. There you go, see it there. So this is essentially if you have a material that you like the normals for and you'd like to bake from them, this is very useful. Because I like this wood detail it gives me here. Now, get a random wood color. I'm terrible at finding browns, which is why I have saved material. Because every time I find a wood brown, I can never re-get it. Let's just go for there for now. This is just an example. No, that's disgusting. I can't help myself. Yeah, it's fine. Now, boom, it's a wood color. It's got normals. However, it doesn't have any edge highlights or ambient occlusion. Boom, multiply. 2 ways you can do this. You can add a black mask. Come down to your smart mask. Go to ambient. Go to occlusion. There you go. And occlusion on. Turn this up. Make it so it's not wet. Turn off the roughness. Turn up our blur a little bit. And then as you see this increase, you'll see it fill not only the edges here, but some of these areas too, where the wood goes. See that? Turn off you and you. Yeah, you go. We'll see it really fill up those places. See that? So that fill up our wood places there. Boom. Make another layer. So that's an overlay. Now this one always works. Sometimes you've got to select your colors manually, but we'll just do an overlay for now. For this one, go edge. And boom. See that? We're instantly picking up those highlights on that normal map we had. If we just blur it a little bit I say, sharpen it, see that? Now it looks like we've got sort of a stylized wood there. It looks like we did a high poly for, but we didn't. We just took the normal texture from a different material and told it to highlight the areas we wanted. See how fancy that is? That might be a little too much. So I have one pre-made, which I'd like to stick with, which is probably one of these ones. If I pop that in there, why not? Well, I really don't like that brown now after using the other one. Hold on a minute. Really? Wow, I really don't like my brown now. Oh well, I can't change it now. That's the same brown we've been using in here. So I don't want to change it now. It looks disgusting. Huh. Oh well. And it's already got it mostly set up, see? See that? It's filling in those normals quite nicely. And I've got some little bits I can edit on it, like I just did a second ago. Turn you down. Turn you up. Steve! Thank you so much for the follow, Octane Gobra. Turn that up. Turn this down. Turn that up. Boom. We have our wood. Oh, it doesn't quite work for here. That's fine. We'll just go to a new material. So, duplicate. Come into here. Deselect. Deselect. That is deselected, right? Black mask the new one. Reselect these areas on the new one, which is copy pasted. If I can. Oh my god, apparently I can't click this evening. There you go. Come into here. And then turn this down a bit because we got it a little too strong for these. Too strong. Find a decent balance. That's fine. I don't mind a lot of it being worn. I just want a bit more or less normals. I can't tell. Not normals, ambient. AO. That's fine. And yeah, it's a good way to save a lot of time for actually doing a really fancy texture. Cool. Now, a couple of last tips for doing something like this. So, am I feeling lazy? So, there's two ways you could do this part. So, create your layer, create a black mask, add a generator, go position, make it go from the top here. Set this one, actually no, invert it, set this one to a multiply. Turn off all the coloring, turn off all of it except color, sorry. And position it so it gets darker as it gets further down. See that? So we probably only want it that much, really very subtle. And then repeat that process, except we want this one to be lighter, so we'll set it to an overlay. This, I actually think helps a lot. I saw this on a video not too long ago. Actually, maybe a year ago now, and I thought it was super helpful. And ever since, I've been using this exact way of doing this for almost all my models, except models that will rotate. If you're making a barrel, you probably shouldn't do it for that. If you're making a crate that you want to rotate and place different places, you probably shouldn't do it for that either. Things that are going to stay stationary or upright, you're only going to want to do this with. Again, turn off everything but color. You see that? See how different that is? We've got it a bit strong at the moment for our highlight, but probably around there. Turn this down to 50%. Turn you down to maybe that much. Look, see that? It's not a huge thing, but it's enough to sort of make it sit in the scene. And there you go. There's our rudder. How easy was that? Save that to our desktop. Boat rudder. Call it rudder. Go file, export. Now I've got it just as normal right now. We want to set it to packed UE4 or Unreal Engine 4 brackets packed. Boat rudder, select, export. Now jump into the Unreal Engine. This is the part Danny's been waiting for. Throw in your mesh. If he's still here. Throw in your mesh. Mesh should be double the size for me because of my project scale. So I should drag this in. See that it's double the size. If you want to change, if it's not the right scale, but you want to change for every time you drag it into your scene, come into your mesh. So double click it like I did. Double click and it brings this up. Scroll down and change this. So I know it needs to be half the scale. You can experiment your end. Now replace that. So when I delete this, it's all gonna be separate pieces. Because when I originally imported this in, it was, oh my god, it was what was I gonna say? When I originally imported this in, actually completely lost train of thought. So we actually have this coming through. I probably should have left it here to align it a bit better. Yeah, let's do that. That's something what I did. Idiot. There you go. Align it. Oh, it's here, right. I don't know what I was going to say. When I originally put this in... Oh, right. When I originally put all this in, it was all... I just threw it in the entire scene without it being unwrapped or anything. That's what I was going to say. If I do this... Or I deselect... Can you deselect? Apparently not. Okay. I can do that. Okay. So if I actually select it, it's fine. You know what? Hide it for now. There you go. Yeah, so these are all loads of separate pieces that I just need to delete. Right, find it again in here. Rudder. There you go. Get your textures. My textures are in here. Drag them in. I drag everything, but everyone I work with, nobody drags stuff in. They always manually click. I don't even know what import is. Add import. Import. I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. They basically manually import everything, and I've never done that before, ever. Because dragging is just easier to me, right? You guys feel it the same? Like, dragging stuff in just feels easier. Rudder normal. So I'm just renaming these files quick to match up with the naming convention in the Unreal Engine. So T_rubber. Wait. Rudder. What am I doing? T_rudder. Silly Billy. F2 is a shortcut for renaming on your computer in general. So if you click like in UE4, press F2, it will rename it. Or if you're on your desktop, on your computer, if you click like, press F2, it will try to rename it. Right click the base material, paste in the naming again, except replace the first with M, because M stands for material. Now, that looks quite nice without the other textures. Now, what I like to do is I like to load up the actual asset and put it on here. So if I don't do that, if we go to the asset, if I drag this asset around now, well, it's put it all the way down there, of course it did. Look, it comes in without texture. However, if I put the texture on the asset itself, every time I drag it in now, it'll come in with that texture. See that? Easy peasy. So none of this is metallic right now. So come into here. Got our other two materials. We want to connect our normal up to here. This is a combined material. It has our occlusion, roughness, and metallic because the black and white masks in the RGB channel. Very, very clever. Super clever ways to do it, to be fair. So connect the R, which is our occlusion, to occlusion, our green, which is our roughness, and our blue, which is our metallic. The way I remember it is I say ORM. ORM is occlusion, roughness, metallic. ORM, which is RGB. ROGRBM. Doesn't quite make sense when I'm saying it like that, but you know what I mean. It's ORM, and then, or should I say ORM, and then the letters of RGB next to that. So just remember that R is your occlusion, G is your green is your roughness, there you go, and then your blue is your metallic. God, it sounds really confusing saying it out loud, but it's like I naturally know when I'm doing it. There you go. Click apply, and all our materials and shines should be on it. There you go. And that's that part of the asset done. Easy peasy. Nice. Sure, we'll get that done. Probably gonna do that like a 4K because of how big it is. Then that'd be it for this evening. Like I said, I'm not in tip-top shape at the moment, so I am sorry. Hold on a minute. There's a bottom to it. Right, wrong one. Raggy. There is. Is there a top to it as well? Oh, you know what? Do I do that as one model? I don't know. I don't want to do the balcony, so it'll take too long. Oh, we do a big stream on Sunday. I did do one last Sunday because my internet died. That wasn't my fault. I swear it wasn't my fault. Is there anything I want to do today that's going to be quick? Or do I just want to say bye for now? We do a longer stream Sunday. Hello. Annoyingly, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 6 or 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. So I can't reuse that ladder up there. I didn't realize that when I was making it that they had different numbers of steps. That was silly on my behalf. See, I need some decals as well to get dirt on the walls. Hi, what's up? Oh, I was gonna leave Letterborn. I was about to finish because I can't find anything small I want to do. I just made this though. Oh, you know what I'll quickly do? So I want these parts to move, right? So if I look at our map here, what I need them to do is I want them to obviously wobble in the wind using a material. Now, I don't want them to wobble at the tops and bottoms. So what I'll do is I'll copy out the mask, export master clipboard, go into Photoshop. I had someone see my hair the other day. So for those of you who have not seen, my hair's been growing out a bit. And she was like, said, "That's nasty. Get it. You need a cut." I was like, "Oh man, I really liked my long hair. I've never grown my hair long before." I felt very sad about that. All right, so we export that to clipboard. So go File, New. It should save your dimensions, whatever your clipboard was. Maybe some old wooden boxes in the corner if you don't have that already. I do. They're not old though. Steve, ponytail. I do have a ponytail when I tie it up. I also think I look alright with ponytail. Because when I have a ponytail, like, it looks like my hair's short. Then obviously you get the push at the back. I think that's cool. Anyways, yeah, I've got boxes in here. They're not very good because of my old boxes from my old scene. So I might redo them. So I want them to look like more what we got going. Like, my art style has developed over time. Like it just looks older and worn these days, my actual art style. You know what I mean? Versus this, which looks very one note. I don't really know how to explain it. I hope you know what I mean. So yeah, I want to get like the bucket. Just a lot more going on with the assets these days. How did I model this? Hey, look, I'm a bird. Anyways, yes. So what we're doing is going into Photoshop, pasting that map I got. Now, it's pretty obvious which parts is which here. So anything I don't, or anything I don't want to move, I should paint in black. There you go. Actually, you know what? What if we just make it completely solid? Cut across. I've always said, why is oh god, where do you get it up? Yeah. Why is spacing always on by default? Like, why is it not always set to the lowest possible? I never understood that. Right, make this come across here. Oh, well, that's gonna be awkward, isn't it? I've got this like right next to it. Okay, maybe I'll do it the way I was going to do it then. Go for a weak brush, just come across, make it a bit bigger. Yeah, the space. Yeah, right. It's like the weirdest thing that's on by default. Surely that's not what you want on by default. I can understand if it was an option, but to have it on by default makes no sense to me. We're just gonna... There you go. I just wanted to because it's sort of pinned. Oh, no, it's fine. It's sort of only pinned there, so I just wanted to sort of hold those edges when it moves with the wind. Too much. Yeah, like that. So this is actually the way I've been blurring stuff for years, but my friends were always like, that's really weird, that's not going to work. And every time I'd show them, they'd be like, oh, that works surprisingly well. So this is something I wish Substance had. So when I paint offside here, like, it still affects over here. Substance doesn't do that. If you don't paint on an island in Substance, it doesn't do anything. So you have to be at least on the island before doing it. Whereas in Photoshop, I could be as far away as the islands I want. As long as it's sort of blurring over there, it doesn't matter. That's too much, I think. You get more like that. Okay. Something like that. Export that to our boat rudder again. Boat rudder. We're going to call it something like T_rudder_ Oh, I just call it Alpha or A for Alpha. So I basically decided to make a debut subscription base. True. Man, the reason I'm ending stream early is because, well, one, I'm tired, and two, I'm in a little bit of physical pain, and I wanna relax and not sit in a chair. But I kind of wish I could stream longer because now you're here. Yeah, Letterborn usually talks quite a lot, so someone to talk to while I work. If you guys ever want me to stream longer and I'm not leaving because I'm in pain, talk to me. That's why I stream. I stream because I want to chat with you guys. I already do 3D for my work now, so the main reason I want to stream is because I want to chat with you guys. It's the funnest thing about streaming. Okay, so come into the Unreal Engine. And I want to help you guys too, you know? Again, one of the biggest reasons I'm here is to help you guys. If you need help with something, I won't always do it for free if I need to go on a Discord call with you and do it. But if it's, you know, if it's small, it's like you just need fixing and not tutoring. Or if you do want some tutoring and I'm streaming, just ask how to do it on stream and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, so now that I've got this map, what I should be able to do is get a wind. You know what? Well, actually, I've already set up wind in this map already, which is this one. See this? This isn't animated. This just has a deformation wind on it. And I did the same thing here. Like, you can see these parts aren't really moving. It's because I've done the same thing here. I painted those parts out. Oh, no, I didn't. I did a linear graph on this one, a gradient, which is the same thing, look. Where I basically made it so it's darker on one end so it doesn't affect that end as much. If I select this, get the multiply as well. Go like this. Drag in this. Excuse me. Now I feel like back in school where the teachers were always glad I always knew the answer, so at least someone talked. I was like, do they try to talk to the teacher and make them forget about homework methods to keep Stephen on stream? Did that ever work? Keep your teacher talking so they forget to give you homework. So yeah, it's like keeping me on stream. Just keep me talking. So as you can see, look, now it's only affecting those bits, right? Because we multiplied by our mask. So what you can do with this mask, you can actually bake it in. So I could have thrown this texture, like the base color, gone into the alpha channel and then baked it into the alpha channel. So that way I could have had one less texture. I'm not caring that much about optimization, so I don't need to do that. But it is an option if you try to optimize your work and try to optimize every last bit. No one's going to care too much if you do that unless you're looking to save that little bit of, if you've got like 100 assets and they all had a separate alpha map and you can bake that into your base color, that saves you on 100 textures. If all those textures are 4K, what, 4K is like 5 gigabytes, 5 gigabytes, 5 megabytes. That's 500 megabytes. Dude, you should really give it a lung doctor for your pain. No, different pain now, weirdly enough. That pain's actually mostly gone, I think. I've not been feeling it too much. I won't go into the pain I'm in at the moment because reasons. It's nothing serious. I know that for a fact. It's just pain and I have to wait for it to heal. Put it this way, it's equivalent to if I tore a muscle and you're just waiting for it to heal. It's not that, but it's equivalent to that right now. I wanted to basically dictate the whole course, but not in a dictating tempo way too fast. So I keep asking questions so we wouldn't get hand cramps. Oh, right, okay. Put it into our world position. And the more we multiply it by... No. Vertex normal. No. Not color. Vertex normal. Plug that in there. And then the more we multiply, the stronger the strength will be. Wind strength. We can actually turn these values up as well to do that, but this will multiply all of them. This might already be enough. This should work, fingers crossed. I don't actually know if it will. Oh. No, get Unreal back. Minimize. Well, they are moving. Oh my god, but super. Right, I guess let's turn that up. But not that one, sorry. This one. We come into here. Here, 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 here. We'll get this little one come up here if we turn that up. That's very odd. Why is it so weak? But that's obviously overly strong. I want them all to basically do this. But they're not. Did I change this one much when I was doing it? No. I add wind like that. I just showed you. What do you mean? Okay, now it's a little too much. Maybe it's because it's low poly. So it's not high enough poly to move the way I want it to. Maybe that's enough. Again, you're going to be far away. It's just supposed to be enough that you see it move. Oops, sorry. I'll go back. Well, I'll show you how to do it on here. Look, all you do. So if you want the whole thing to move and you don't have any points on it like we've got here. Oh, is it because I attached it to a vertex normal? Hold on a minute. Do I not need a vertex normal? I thought I did need a vertex normal. I want to make a game like Hat in Time. Full stop. That is my dream. If I could... Oh, it was because of that. I don't need a vertex normal. Vertex normals are only for tessellation. I'm a silly boy. A silly, silly boy. We were not tessellating. We're just using world position, so I don't need to do it for this. Turn to 1. There you go. They're all kind of moving at the same speed, but that's fine. I don't think anyone's going to care. In fact, wind will work like that in a way anyway. They will move in a relatively similar speed. So, the way to do it, Bonnie, is you just set it up like this. These are the values I'm using right now. There's probably a reason why I'm using those values. I don't remember when I set it up. Right click. Simple grass. Click, 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 click. So, 1 and left click. Connect all of those up to your points. Make them match this value. So I've got 1.5, 0.52, 0.5, 0.5. At least for what I'm doing. Now, you don't have to multiply it. If you want your entire shape to move in the wind, I'll show you actually. You do that. But obviously, I don't want it to do that. And I know that this part of its texture, the left side, is the left side of, well, the texture. The left side of the physical mesh, the left side of the texture. So I'm using a linear gradient. It's dark on the left side, multiplying that with this in the world position, clicking apply. And these parts should stay relatively stationary. See that? If your asset is too low poly, you can one left click, set this to about 2. Turn on tessellation. Go to flat. Because flat is justice. Click apply. Put it in world displacement instead of your world position. See what that does. I don't think it will work. Oh, apparently it does. And that will, look, if I go into here, you'll see. Oh, it doesn't show you anymore. That's right, it used to. But basically, that's more high poly now. So it will increase its poly count. Love that grass wind node. It will increase its poly count. So this looks quite smooth now, right? Whereas I bet, at least I think anyway, it won't look as smooth. Do this. It might do. I might be wrong. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. But tessellation will basically subdivide it, essentially, and move it with the subdivide. So it'll be a bit smoother. But that looks fine anyway. I've clearly got it quite high poly to begin with. Or high enough. Oh, did not know that. Existed. Oops. Yeah, it's... I'm not a magician. It's the software giving me the tools, you know. I'm not doing anything special. Additionally, in my latest tutorial... Okay, file, save. Cool. My latest tutorial... I didn't know if you could file a new level. There's a freaking time of day one. The cool thing about the time of day ones, when you move the freaking... directional light... It'll move the sun and change it to look darker as it goes down. How cool is that? I don't know how I didn't know that. I knew it was like a thing, but I didn't know it was just built into the engine. You had to set it up yourself. How neat is that? Well, that's more what a sun does, right? It goes like... Because the sun doesn't, like, go above you in reality. It goes like... Well, actually, it depends where you live, but it sort of goes more like that, doesn't it? Depending on where you live. Anyways. Don't save. Is that actually on a map? I didn't just technically remove the map by doing that, did I? Because I don't know if my project is technically on a level. This is when my whole thing's gone. I'll be like... We're good, we're good. I need to do the same thing here of the wind, but I don't know how to scale it up in here. I don't know how to scale... So this, right? Oh, maybe come into here. Hold on a minute. This isn't even being used. The heck? So if you've got a material function like this, you can go into it manually and change it if you want. But beware, if you change it, you might mess something up. Is this the texture resolution? Oh, I think it is. Oh, so all I have to do is to wind texture res. I could have just come across like very important for my project. General set up, but Unreal is just so great with all the starter content you learn so much. Yeah. You can. The fact that I'm not at all programmer, and well, put it this way, I know this isn't an example of a game what I'm about to show you, but the fact that I was able to put all of this together without a single line of code, you know what I mean? All of it animated. I know Unity probably could do this now as well, anyway, but all the particle systems, all the materials, all the level sequences. Not a single line of code. And I think that's so cool that I could put all of that together, play the music on play. I could put all that together without knowing any code. And I think that's fantastic. Wow, some really talented artists follow me and I don't know why. Look at this guy who just followed me. What the heck? This stuff looks so good. Oh my god. Alright. Let's see if that works. I'm so curious now. So we should be able to come into... Let's make an instance for this. I don't know if that was the right value to change, to be fair. So we'll give it a check. So I changed it to 512. Oh, did it change the scale? Change it to 64. Change it to 32. Oh my god, it kind of it's one of the scales, right? Interesting. Okay. So was there any more values that looked like a texture scaling? I don't think so. I think that's the only one. Maybe that one? So I don't want to mess it up. Convert texture scale up. Wind texture res 2. You're crazy talented too. I just know a lot. And I know how to implement what I know into doing something. You know what I'm saying? My people say I can draw, but I can't draw from my imagination. I have to look at reference. Like when I was drawing those anime characters back a while ago, I had to look. If I wanted to know how to do a hairstyle, if I wanted to know how to do a hairstyle, I had to look at different hairstyles. Even though it may have not fit the perspective of my character, I'd slightly draw it the perspective, but I couldn't do it just from what I wanted to think about. Like, oh, let's give her a ponytail. When I drew it, it just didn't work. When I wanted to draw her, like the anime character's face, it just didn't work. I had to look at reference. I've always been like that. I wish I wasn't. I wish I could just make something out of thin air. It's always a talent I've always wished I've had. Oh, that scaled it, right? The scale button. So the reason this is important. So what I should do here, I think, we'll keep it separately for now. So the reason this is important, right, is because if we come into here, throw that on here, right, you'll see that this is really small, and I wasn't getting a good result with it because it was just too small. This still might not work, but in theory, I should have, here you go, should be able to increase this. To get closer to a value I want, in theory. This is a problem. If you get me working on materials, I could sit here for days. Because I love the fact that materials make me feel like a programmer when I can't program. Yeah, can't do it without reference either. But on the other hand, I'm not a talented or experienced drawer to begin with. Yeah, I've never had a natural talent for anything like that. I've always said this. I've never had any natural talent. Like, I personally think my talent in this world was supposed to be something like a... Maybe, I don't think I'm smart enough to be a scientist, but something along those lines. Something with problem solving. Maybe even a programmer. I was never supposed to be an artist, I personally think, because I've never had any natural talent to do it. I've had to work really hard to get even to the stages some people are when they first start. In the first year, I've done this since I was 13 years old. Sure, up until 18, I wasn't too into it, but for 13 years, I've been doing 3D art. And there are people who I see start, and in a year, I feel like they're better than me. Because they just have something inside them that makes them sort of... Like, don't get me wrong, they probably try hard as well. I'm not saying that they don't try hard. But they clearly have something inside them that I don't. That makes them pick it up much quicker. That makes them just put what they have in their mind onto their computer screen. Now, I've got kind of to that point. It's taken me a very long time, a lot of hard work. And I find workarounds to make up for these shortcomings. Hey, Tomansky. It's just, yeah, you know... Oh my lord. That looks very interesting. I still think I'm going to have to animate this instead of just doing it. That looks very interesting. Obviously, you'd want to have it so these parts aren't affected, but... Why isn't it affecting here? See that? Oh! I'm an idiot. That's why it's not affecting there, because I'm an idiot. Duplicate. Pop it on there. Open this. Don't freaking multiply it by this. I had a gradient stopping it from putting wind on one edge. There you go. That's like closer. You can adjust this to make it a little bit stronger if you wanted, or even weaker. Oh, that's 0.5. Nah, it's got to be at least 1. God, the fact that I figured out how to scale it is very cool. That's quite close. Again, we would have to put a clamp at the tops and bottoms. But well, that already kind of looks like it has a clamp. It doesn't. But I'm actually impressed at how fairly decent that's looking. It's not quite right, you can tell, but it's not bad. That looks really cool. What happens if I turn this up to 2,000? That's going to be very, very large. What about 1,200? I think I liked it at 1,000. Because it was just small enough to still get some individual bumps. My fingers learn languages of creative writing, not art either, but at least you're doing it way more than the talented ones to get to a certain stage, so you have more practice. Yeah, like I know a lot about these things. Like like I learned a new software the other day, like UV mapping in Blender. Tabatsky sort of showed me how to do it, and now I could do it almost as good as Maya. Like, I'm quite good at picking up software. I've been pretty good at that because I'm just a logical thinker, and I think about how it should work, and it usually does work like that. Because from a user perspective and from a developer's perspective, you're going to want to make it so the user feels most comfortable. So if you're one of those people who can pick it up fast, you sort of start thinking the way the developer thinks and how things will be placed. The amount of shortcuts I've guessed in Blender and have just memorized in seconds because it just feels right, because that's where I would have put it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I've always had quite a good talent with actually learning software. And again, I think it comes down to the problem solving and my more logical thinking, that I'm able to pick up software. I'm not necessarily good at the art stage, but I use the software to my advantage. I use the tool to its highest capacity to make what I need. You know what I mean? Anyways, we made some decent practice. You guys got me for an extra like 20-30 minutes of me just ranting. Tabatsky, we made this today. It's got a bit fast back here. I might have to. It's quite low poly is the issue as well, so it's just a lot sharper. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. We will continue our work on Sunday, and yeah, I catch you guys then. Bye. So wait a couple of seconds just in case the stream doesn't go through when I end it. And end.